Hello, and welcome to the 2024 Crooked Creek HOA Annual Presentation. Here is this meeting's agenda. At this time, we would like to welcome new homeowners to the community. We hope you find this community welcoming and friendly. Here is a recap from our previous HOA meeting. This was the 2024 election held in February. All 3 board members were voted back in. You may find these minutes on the HOA portal. They were also sent to all registered homeowners at the time. What is the purpose of an HOA? It is to preserve, maintain, and enhance the property value of a subdivision. Let's meet the board members. Frank Hughes serves as president. Nicole Davey serves as vice president. Chuck Young serves as treasurer. Their term ends in February of 2026. All board members serve in a voluntary, non-financially compensated capacity. Board members are afforded the same rights as all owners, that is, to feel safe and secure in the community, free of harassment. You may be wondering, what do board members actually do? They review a CC request. They conduct on-site inspections. They perform litter pickup in the common areas. They also inspect the common areas. They meet contractors, answer emails from the property manager. They stay in touch with the HOA attorney. They conduct monthly budget reviews. They handle special projects. They conduct hearings with homeowners when required. They occasionally attend county commissioner meetings. They conduct meeting prep for future meetings, and they create newsletters. What is the board's largest goal? It is to reduce liability and cost in the long term for all owners within Crooked Creek while maintaining and preserving property values. Future road maintenance costs have been eliminated by the county accepting the roads. Over the past 6.5 years, actual operating costs have only increased by $25 a lot. The board has worked very hard to not let rapid inflation impact owners. Here you will find a brief history of Crooked Creek HOA. It was declarant controlled, that is bank appointed controlled, until 2018. In 2018, new board members received the legal ability to take over all HOA matters. In 2018, 1/3 of owners were not paying assessments, and there was no reserve account set up. New board members collected $15,000 in delinquent assessments by the end of 2018. Nicole Davey and Frank Hughes have served as board members since 2018. Chuck Young joined the board in 2020. Occasionally, homeowners ask, why do we have a property manager? The property manager oversees day-to-day obligations of the board. They collect dues and perform on-site inspections. They pay invoices. They oversee contractors for the HOA. They communicate with residents. They handle emergencies should they arise. They record and keep track of our budget. They ensure the covenants are followed. This allows transparency and prevents bias, and it also reduces liability. Please remember to use the portal at all times. This eliminates mailing cost. Let's discuss finances. Here you will find our financial position as of May 31st, 2024. Please note the reserve is where road funds that you pay are held before they are paid to the bank. We collect funds before the loan payment due date. Some owners have chosen to pay annually on road loan rather than semi-annually. This goes to the reserve as well. Here you will find our profit and loss statement. Some homeowners have asked who actually touches the money. The property manager manages all financial accounts, including the loan, reserve, and daily operating. The board does review monthly financial statements. The board does not receive or accept any money. Community documents do not allow for financial compensation of the board members. The board does comply with the governing documents requirement of providing financial statements annually via the annual presentation to all owners. What is included in legal expenses? Consultations with the attorney when violation hearings arise, correspondence when homeowners have their attorney respond to violations, correspondence when a home goes into probate or to bankruptcy. Let's discuss the state of the road loan. Actual road costs came in under budget. The actual amount borrowed in 2022 was $374,566. On April 1st, 2022, that total was reduced by $76,491 as 18 owners paid their road loan portion in full. Please note interest is paid monthly, principal is paid twice a year. Here you can see our interest payments from January to May of this year were $5,203. The semi-annual principal payments for this year are $13,400. That is 2 payments of this. The current amount owed on the loan is $246,015. Please remember, we are in year 3 of 10 in paying off the road loan. The reserve will need to remain higher until a substantial amount of that principal has been repaid. If you have any other questions about the road loan, please reach out to Mr. Kane. Why does the association need to protect our reserve account, that is, savings account? In the short term, we need to combat the rising cost of maintenance. In the long term, we may be faced with a natural disaster, homeowner default on assessments, have legal concerns, or have unforeseen repairs. What does it mean when an association does not have adequate reserve? This leads to higher dues or special assessments when issues arise. As of June 12, 2024, all owners have paid their operating assessments in full. As of June 12, 2024, one owner has been delinquent on their road assessments. Please remember, late fees do apply to all delinquent assessments. This time last year in 2023, the road loan and operating assessments had all been paid in full. Owner default on assessments is again why we need a reserve account. Let's discuss a possible annual operating increase in the future. In 2018 to 2020, operating costs were $350 a year. This was raised by $25 in 2021 to present. To keep up with inflation, we would technically need to be charging $454.02 to get that same buying power today. Based off of inflated costs for services such as landscape, electricity, or insurance, there may be a need for a small increase in the future. We estimate this to be around $2.08 a month, equating to extra $25 a year. We want to let everyone know that there may be a small increase in the future, but we don't know this for certain, or if this will be this next year. The board does want to remind everyone that they also pay assessments, so this would impact them as well. Let's move on to policies, procedures, and updates. Please remember that when you purchase a lot or home in Crooked Creek, you are legally bound by the governing documents that all owners are. This includes the declarations, bylaws, and amendments that are recorded at the county. These are available for all to review on the HOA portal by any owner. The original governing documents state, no sign of any kind shall be erected by an owner within the community without the prior written consent of the board, except those required for legal proceedings in the sale of a lot. The board expanded upon this in 2020 regarding election and graduation signs. Please refer to the community standards for further clarification. Lawn treatment signs need to be removed from all lots after the legally required date states on the lawn sign itself. These have been found littered throughout the community. Please refer to the design standards for more information. Let's discuss what happens if owners of a home pass away. If the estate fails to maintain the property, the HOA will have to exercise their right to self-help according to normal violation escalation policies and bylaws, eventually recouping expenses when the home is sold through lien proceedings. The HOA will get assessments due on the property eventually. There is a legal process for this if beneficiaries fail to pay assessments, just like when typical owners fail to pay assessments. Owner deaths are unfortunate and are another reason HOAs need a reserve account. Let's discuss on-site inspections. These are performed monthly. The property manager and usually one board member attends. The property manager is a legal agent for the board of directors. They also provide impartiality and transparency. During these inspections, they discuss violations individually, inspect common areas, and discuss future projects for the board. Here you may find the violation escalation policy that the board has had in place since 2018. Here is the fine policy for violations. This has also been in place since 2018. What are your options when fines are levied on your lot? You can fix the issue and pay the fine. You can pay the fines as they accrue and refuse to fix the issue. This will be escalated to the HOA attorney. You can refuse to pay the fines and refuse to fix the issue. A lien may be placed on your property in the future. All proceedings for fines are private and exclusively held between board, property manager, and the homeowner. All of this information will not be public, as it is private and safeguarded information. Just because you do not see a violation being remedied does not mean it is not being addressed. Some homeowners have asked, where do fines collected go? They go to the operating funds. They do not go to board members, and they do not go to the property manager. In the past, there have been rumors about weed remediation within the community. Remediation simply means the action of reversing, stopping, or correcting. The board has never once forced or told a homeowner they must obtain a weed-free yard through chemicals. In fact, several owners maintain beautiful weed-free yards through organic and natural methods. The bylaws do not allow for the HOA to ban or regulate the use of certain products on yards and on homes. This would have to come from state, local, or federal government. The governing documents state no exterior construction, alteration, addition, or structure of any nature whatsoever shall be made unless and until the plans and specifications showing the nature, kind, shape, height, materials, and location shall have been submitted in writing and approved by the board. ACC requests must be submitted and utilized. The board will not review any requests not submitted the appropriate way. You can submit these via mail, email, or on the portal. When in doubt, send a request in. The board does make it their top priority to review these as soon as possible. This includes roofs and exterior paint, even if you use the same color. This holds all homeowners accountable. This also allows for transparency and fairness. Please note, if you deviate from the approval form, the board will be forced to take action. The governing documents state, it shall be the responsibility of each owner to prevent the development of any unclean, unsightly, or unkempt conditions on his or her lot. The board has been working in the past 12 months on enforcing maintenance violations. The board encourages all who receive violations to review these and please calmly assess and inspect the alleged violation. Please do not berate board members or the property manager. The board would like to thank those who have pressure washed their driveways and refreshed their ground cover this season. A lot of the driveways were found to be dark and moldy and aging the community in general. The association has a mixture of homes from new builds in 2022 to the original homes in 2004. Ground cover also washes away throughout the seasons. We want to thank everyone who has already refreshed all of this and thank you for helping to keep Crooked Creek looking tidy and preserved. Just a reminder, if you have a tree invading the line of sight at the road, making it difficult for drivers to see, or limbs touching vehicles, this requires trimming or removal as soon as possible. If the owner refuses to address this, the county will trim as the roads and easements are county maintained. This may lead to a trim that the owner is not fond of and could lead to damage of said tree. Lumpkin County has already trimmed some trees in the fall. The board recognizes that speeding is a big concern for a lot of homeowners. The community roads are owned by the county. Therefore, the county can administer traffic laws. Speeding is no longer an HOA concern. It is viewed as any other road in the county. Anyone can request extra patrol at the sheriff's office. The roads in the community are governed by the same laws as any other road in Lumpkin County. Just because this is a subdivision does not mean it is legal to ride golf carts, four-wheelers, etc. These type vehicles have been spotted with underage, unlicensed drivers with unsecured passengers, causing property damages and dragging mud on the roads we share. Please remember that all owners are responsible for the prevention of debris or trash on their lots. Also, please bag your trash at the curb. If you walk and see trash, please pick it up. If you smoke, please do not throw your butts out in the community area and in easements. You might be wondering, what has the board been up to in 2024? In February, there was the board election. In March, there was a spring newsletter sent out. In April, the landscape was completed at the entrance. This was delayed due to weather in the fall, and a new deer crossing sign was placed at the entrance. Here you may find some helpful numbers for living in Crooked Creek, such as if a tree falls across the community road, if a street light is out, if the water goes out, and if the power goes out. Let's discuss privacy, respect, harassment, and legalities for the association. The board does occasionally endure harassment from owners who disagree with their services to the community. The board is not required to meet any homeowner at any time, except during hearing proceedings. Whether you agree or not, legally all board members have a right to request homeowners not enter their property. If you have any other questions on any HOA matters, Mr. Kane is the point of contact for the HOA. The board values privacy of all owners. They will not discuss violations with anyone but owners involved. The board works hard to protect homeowner personal information. This includes financial information and violations. Homeowners have made demands for privately held homeowner information. Your board has worked hard to prevent the sensitive information from being disclosed and exploited. Releasing personal information can place the HOA in a grave legal position. Board members also have their own code of conduct and review it annually. What is selective enforcement? That is when a HOA chooses to enforce violations at their own discretion. Some homeowners have requested that they be treated differently in regards to violations. This could be viewed as a death, an illness, a financial situation, a schedule, an age, a race, or a gender. Why can't the HOA selectively enforce? This sets the HOA up for lawsuits, accusations of bias, and discriminating behaviors. The board does listen to homeowner ideas and suggestions. The board constantly weighs how every suggestion would legally affect the association and impact every owner. Suggestions and ideas may seem innocent, but they may also limit rights or violate specific group of owner rights. The board refuses to infringe on basic rights of owners. They must remain neutral in their decision-making within the confines of the declarations and bylaws. The board occasionally uses the devil's advocate approach to all decisions, debating different sides to see how every owner would be impacted. Since the HOA can only cover any cost incurred from payments homeowners make each year, we feel it's important to point out that actions of any one homeowner can easily cost all homeowners. There has been a situation where a homeowner has been pushing the board to work with the community's attorneys to ensure that the HOA is protected. While the board respects every citizen's right to pursue what they feel is fair, we ask for homeowners to consider the impact of their actions when dealing with community issues. We all need to keep in mind that Crooked Creek operates on a consensus of the collective thinking of all of your neighbors. This also sometimes results in the opinions of any one homeowner in the community being overruled. Let's discuss the community roads. The original developer intended on roads being taken over by the county. The homeowners were led to believe that these would be county roads. The original developer failed to file the correct documents and supply a bond or show letters of credit to the county. This has been verified through the attorney and the county. No bond or letters of credit were ever submitted. The developer failed to have the roads finished to county standards to be accepted. The county never repaired roads, which would have implicitly warranted ownership of said roads. The developer deeded the roads to the HOA in 2011 prior to filing for bankruptcy. Here's a timeline of the Board of Directors' work since 2018 on the roads. In 2018, the first board was formed. In 2019, they obtained paving bids. They would determine it would not be possible at that time to pave the roads in the community. Lenders would not consider the board for lending until 2021. These bids were too large to be covered without financing. In 2020, they attempted a special assessment working with the county tax office. This appeared promising but was turned down due to the precedents that it would set in the county. In 2021, the homeowners voted overwhelmingly for the road loan and the paving to be done. The roads were paved in December of 2021. In 2022, Lumpkin County accepted the roads as their own in April. Here are some questions that you may have regarding the county road acceptance. What about the road loan? The HOA is still fully and legally obligated to pay the loan that they took out in 2021 for the paving. The loan terms do not change or go away. The county is only responsible for future maintenance of the roads. What about the construction fee passed in 2019? Effective 2022, the association could no longer legally collect the construction fee on new builds, but could not reimburse previously paid construction fees. What about traffic law? Local law enforcement can enforce traffic violations. What if a homeowner refuses to pay the road loan assessment? The HOA is still on the hook for this payment, and a lien will be placed on property to eventually recoup the road loan assessment. By purchasing a property in Crooked Creek, each owner is accepting legal responsibility for each assessment and will be billed accordingly. Here you can find that the county was legally granted ownership of the roads in April of 2022. Do you have a complaint or a concern about the roads? Please contact the county. Here you can find our upcoming assessments for the next road loan payment and the next annual operating assessment. As always, please use Mr. Kane as your HOA contact for any concerns or questions. We would like to take this time to thank you for reviewing this presentation, and we hope you found it useful.